questions. Five
5 questions.
questions. Number one is,
Can a dud do it to a stud? Brian Carruthers was famous for saying, any dud can lead you to a stud. So, you hire somebody or you
sure,
recruit them and they're
I
not,
knew this. Yeah.
right. But it's different when you ask, can a dud do it to a stud? Number two, can a dud do it 5 minutes after joining? So many of these opportunities and stuff, it's like, well, now that you're in, you're going to take 4.5 weeks to learn all the ingredients in something, or in solar, both at Build and at Apricot. Now that you're here, there's a whole bunch of stuff you got to learn. If the system's set up correctly, a dud can do it 5 minutes after it happened to them, because all they have to do is be able to read this.
Okay.
All right, number three, huge one. Can it scale?
Okay.
Number four, does it pay?
Okay.
And number five, the reason I'm not, well, one of the reasons, actually, now there's a couple reasons why I'm not still at Apricot. Even though this is being recorded, I'll share something with you in a second. But number five is, can you ever quit or stop? In Apricot, you cannot. They do not have any point where you are not obligated to do 1 or 2 personal sales forever.
Right.
So those 5 things are what drove what you're witnessing now. Turns out Apricot still owes, Mike Feddick and then KC, right?
Sure.
The Apricot still owes them $750,000.
Really?
Yep. And Nick and Michelle, who are, I had an hour and a half conversation with Nick V, or Brandon, not Nick, Brandon and Michelle. Anyway, they were with KC and Mike over there at Apricot, and Apricot still owes him. He didn't give for himself. He didn't reveal the exact number, but I'm guessing 100, 200,000 that they owe him too, for stuff that's been in the pipeline processing. And anyway, so that just glad not still there.
Well, this is not good information to hear about the solar industry as a whole. That's for damn sure.
And that is why one of the things that caught my attention on the very first presentation, and as it turns out, they say it on every presentation, solar has been being done wrong, and we are here advocating for the homeowner with solar to do it right.
Okay.
So anyway, can a dud do it to a stud? This is the new setter script that we're going to role play a little bit. And this has to do with scalability. Can a dud do it in 5 minutes after it was done to them, or after they've joined? Scalability is, well, we'll talk about that. But here's the brand new, hot off the printer, like 30 minutes ago. Ready?
Yeah.
You can be the lead.
Where's the or put it in the chat so I can have it print it as well.
Well, I'll get it to you when we're done here,
Okay.
or before we're done.
Yep.
If you want to write this down, it is up on tools.
Sure. Okay. You can solar.
Yep, exactly. It is already up there.
Okay.
All right,
that
so
is tools that at UCAN Solar, everything fresh on it, brand new?
everything's as of an hour, less than an hour ago.
All presentations and everything? You've changed the
Everything.
presentations?
Yep.
Dude, how many times are you gonna make the changes? Cause I can't
Well,
keep
we're
up with you.
all done now. Yeah, the stuff that and there's a video now that you can grab that's new. All that you'll see where it comes into play here in a minute. But what I was doing, and as I was going along with Reach, and then realizing stuff they were saying, I said, "Wow, then if that's the case, I cannot say that in the presentation," and it had to come out. Like the freedom video that was in the PowerPoint had to come out because they may or may not use freedom, and they're really kind of anti-freedom. But so their 1 minute video is in there now instead, which is fine. It's a nice video, just
The
not
one with the
freedom. It's
girl?
still a minute.
The one with the girl on the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's the one I'm
So,
using.
well, let me, no, it's not the one with the girl. That's the freedom video.
Okay, I thought the freedom video was the McDonald's deal.
Well, there's some different one. Anyway,
Okay, that's
we'll
the
get
build.
there.
Never mind. All right, yeah, I don't want to. I'm not going to interrupt. Go ahead. At least we're
Yeah, right now
recording this. So.
you need to be the lead.
Okay, go ahead.
You are a BizOp seeker.
Yep.
That's what you came from that list.
Yep.
So just say hello.
Hello.
Hey, this is Jim Stevens calling from my home here in Yakima, Washington. Did I reach David?
Yes, you did.
Excellent. So, David, I called getting back to you because a company that we work with sent your information to me from their work from home website, and this is not a sales call.
Okay.
We are hiring about 30 people to work from home. Do you have a quick minute?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. This won't take long. My job right now is just to confirm you are still looking, and if you are, book a 10 to 15-minute appointment for you with our interviewer. Then I can send you a 5-minute video that gives you a quick look at what we do that you're going to need to watch before the interview. Could you do that?
Yeah, I could do that. I could take the time to do that.
All right. So as I said, we're looking to hire about 30 people to work at home with your phone, your computer, and again, there's nothing to buy or nothing to pay here. We're hiring, not selling stuff. Full-time, part-time, even very part-time is fine. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for full time.
All right, excellent. So, David, your job working with us is helping people have the power to own their electric power and gain freedom from the grid. So, in other words, we are in the solar energy and education industry, and you won't be selling anything or installing anything. We do full training, and you will do your job from home with your phone and your computer. Are we good so far?
Yeah, we're all right now. I'm not really looking for a telemarketing position.
Right? This won't be that.
Okay.
That's why I said you are selling, and you're not going to be crawling on a roof.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
So are you working right now? And we won't role play out, just, it's whatever. What I really want to know, do you, David, have a computer, home internet, and a printer?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. So, we know you're going to have some questions, and the person that you will interview with and who will answer those questions will be Jim Stevens.
Okay.
The interview is about 15 minutes long, and it's on Zoom. Have you ever been on a Zoom call before?
Yeah, I do Zoom quite a bit.
Excellent. Perfect. So like I said, we're hiring. So should we set up an interview, David?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. So I'm going to text you the link to that video. Be sure you've seen it before your interview. Here's the link, and I text you earn.ucansolar.com is where that video is. And did it make it okay?
You can answer this question for me. When you say you text it, how are you texting it? You're using that. You're using the software that you you've offering on your tools.com.
Well, there's no texting software there. It's either Google Voice
Yeah, we can't have Google Voice here in the in the
Yeah.
Philippines. Okay, I get it. So
Philippines.
I just have to get it to
So,
somebody a little different. I just have to send it to them through email. Not a
right.
problem.
You,
Okay.
you can either email it, or how are you talking to them?
A lot of times I'm talking to my people, to the people that I'm calling on the phone. I'm talking to them on my Go High Level account, and I have their
Okay.
have their email inside the system. So right away when I hang up the phone, they get an email, a thank you email from me and the video,
Right.
and that's it.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll figure out a way
Yeah,
for you
I'll get it
personally.
because I'm using all my people. I'm using Google Workplace because the software that you're promoting, that you not the software, but the Libra software is way too difficult for the people that I'm dealing with, and I've never enjoyed that software anyway. So I
Right.
had to download it again. It screwed up my computer. I had to go in and clean my computer, and I'm running it, but I'm changing all the presentations over to Google so I can just use my share files for everybody.
There you go.
It's
Perfect.
got it. Okay, I get
All
it.
right. So there you got the link.
Got
Okay.
the link. I'll watch the video.
All right. Yep. So excellent. Sent that to you. Good. And it made it. So right now, David, I'm on the booking calendar. Can you get online as we talk?
You mean right now?
Yeah.
No, I can't do it right now, but I could do it at 6:30 tomorrow evening.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do then. Do you know your schedule over the next few days?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you tell me what day
6:30
and time.
6:30 tomorrow.
6:30 tomorrow. Okay. Let me look on the calendar. And as it turns out, that time is taken. But so let's see. So what's next after
6:30
that?
the
Would
next
work
day.
the next day. Okay. Yep. We're good. Okay. So now, figure about 15 minutes. I've got you booked in there. You're going to get, because I had your email, I've put you in, and you're going to get the confirmation link with the Zoom link. And so now, it's very important, David, if anything comes up, if you cannot make it, we do not want the interviewer showing up to an empty interview, do we?
Absolutely. No, I'll be there.
All right. Or you can let me know, we can rebook it.
Yeah, if I need to rebook, I'll do it well before the appointment.
All right, cool. In that case, have a great interview, and good luck.
You bet. Have a great day.
All right, that's that script. Anybody can do
I
that.
know. I'm teaching. That's the script that I was teaching before is very close to that script there. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it's working out pretty well. I'm getting bookings. The girls have been able to put a couple of appointments on the calendar, but I'm kind of tough with the girls because what I'm doing is I'm tell them right up front, you've got to read this to me 25 times. We're gonna train like you're not gonna believe. You know, I'm a director. You're an actress. Get used to being directed, or go find another place to work. It's that simple. That's because a lot of these affiliates are from Build. You know that I've yanked. So I've said I don't have time to mess around with you. I want appointments done. I'm gonna sell. I'm the sales guy. If you do this, this is what I want. So they read the script. They read the script. I go through and do that whole deal. And then I say, after they've read it like 15 or 20 times, I say to it, okay, put the script down and let's do it. And you do it just by memory. And it's coming out really nicely. You know, it's coming out really nicely. So I'm doing my old style training based on the way that you and I started talking about this originally, or a few weeks ago when we talked about doing the hiring program.
So these appointments that they're setting, what's the appointment for? What's this
to do
person?
The presentation. That's what I want to try to do next, is to do the presentation that you're talking about. The next call that you're going to make to me is the presentation.
But presentation, the call I'm going to make to you now is the person who just booked this appointment to be hired.
Right, correct.
Good. Okay, good. All right, so now.
Well, to be hired, this part is brand new to me. The presentation that I was going to do was, I was under the impression that it was to be hired as well, but it's still one of the 3 presentations that you gave me in that software.
It is.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah, it is. But what What we know is they need to see it before they're going to be willing to turn you or me loose on their
Right.
homeowner
Right. Right.
friends.
I know that. That's my old rainbow program. I got it.
Yeah. And the other thing is they need to know some stuff before they're really going to come on board and start working.
Okay.
So we're going to cover that. So this is this one. This script is not done yet.
Oh.
I'm in the process, but it'll be finished today.
Okay.
But all right, so now here we are. We've both arrived on Zoom. Okay.
Yep.
Even though I'm looking at it on the screen now because I haven't even, it's not done enough to print yet. But the really critical part is right here. You ready?
Yep.
So we're talking. Hey, David, good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Excellent. So I sent you that little 5-minute video, or actually, whoever did,
Yeah.
right?
It was Christina.
Okay. So, any relevant questions about that? I mean,
No, not really. To be honest with you, I don't remember it all that much, word for word or slide for slide, but I get the gist.
okay, good. So here's the important part, David. On the video you saw that the money comes to us like cash infusions, starting like with 500 to $1,000 in your first one. Then it could be 2,000 or more on the next three and go higher than that. But what's really important is for you to know how the money comes in. Does that make sense?
Sure.
All right. So look, we all of us get paid when solar hits the roof. Every home is different, so it could be 30 to 60 days out before we all get paid on that job that got installed, because these are an actual construction project. Is that something you can work with?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can.
Okay. Now I'm gonna lower this thing out of my way so I can see you for a minute. This is a major break point, and the dud will probably never get to the point of doing this call, this part. But they can be a builder, and they can just fill your calendar and make a crap load of money as a builder, right?
I thought that Reach didn't have builders.
Yes, they do.
So
With
Reach, I thought Reach is all setters, right? Setters and sellers.
Well, builder, see, a setter can be a builder. A builder is not really, it's just a catch-all phrase for
Okay.
anybody who brought people in, and that dud setter can literally create a team of 3 people, 3 teams that he's brought to you, and they're doing their 3 and 3 and 3, and he's suddenly making 8,000 a month and never had a solar conversation in his life.
Okay. So is it
That's
it has its own structural comp plan?
yes,
Okay. You understand and know the comp plan, right?
I do,
Okay.
and it's all part of the third presentation that ends up happening after this,
Okay.
and they cover it. They cover it very well on the business presentations that are at 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern every day. But yeah, so the point anyway, if you're talking to somebody and they're like, oh man, really, like 30, 60 days out, and they're sharp though, you want them. Not hard to reel them in. Say, look, I get it. This may be a very side project for you right now, but imagine you've worked with me for say 3-4 months, and we've built a team together, and all of a sudden you're getting a couple $1,000 a month, and you've still never had a solar presentation in your life. How bad would that be? This does not have to interfere with anything else you're doing. And if you need to go get that 9-to-5 job so you got a payday every week for a while, let's do that. But have these conversations that we're going to talk about.
Okay.
So you can reel them in or let them go.
Right. I understand that part.
Okay, cool. So now you've said, yep, I can work with that 90-day thing or 60-day thing. I mean, 30, 60 days, whatever. All right. So here's the cool part, David. How many people do you know with an electric bill?
Everybody I know has an electric bill.
And how many would love to see that bill either never go up or even go away?
I would have to say probably all of them would like to see it never go up.
Exactly.
I've never thought about having it go away.
So let me show you what your job will be doing. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Absolutely.
Okay. Your job is to help people have a chance to see if going solar would be a good move for them if they wanted to do that. And there is full training on how to do it. At no point will anybody you refer to this presentation be like sold something or anything. I'm going to show you exactly what they would see. Is that okay?
Yes.
All
So
right.
did you say this is the present? This is what I'm going to be doing?
Nope. This is the part you're going to be sending people to see.
Oh, so this call is about sending people to the BizOp.
Sending people. Well, just this call is here we are where we've interviewed a little bit, and now I'm going to show you what it is that you're going to be helping people observe.
Okay.
All
Which
right.
is the BizOp?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. All right, let's go with reference here. So David, here's what your job will be. Helping people, remember we're going to help people see if solar could be a good move for them. Does that make sense?
Right.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to share the screen right there. And you should be able to see that.
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Now we have 3 different presentations, David. Let me know if you can still see.
I see the
that.
presentation. Yep.
Can you see did it cut the word thank?
I don't. There's nothing on the page.
So you don't
I
see anything now. All right, but so read to me what you see.
Please be open and forthright. Do you consider them good with people, good worker, that kind of stuff?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so you're not seeing the entire sentence.
No, I'm not seeing all the sentences. And that's just because of the way the way I did my camera the way I did my recording to capture the recording.
Yeah, no, we'll just go with this.
That's fine.
All right. So now you can see. Thank you for being a reference.
Yes.
All right. So David, what we're going to do is, and now we're into a zone where I have not languaged out how we got here completely yet to this presentation. Okay, so you, because at this point I need to know, do you know some homeowners? Are you a homeowner? And it's in the script, but it's in the old version. And so we'll say that at this stage you've also been told, so you know some jobs require references, right?
Right.
All right. And then some don't. Your mission will be to do an onboarding where we show you how to rate your friends, your homeowner friends, either to be a reference or just a training presentation or just somebody you would end up presenting to. But here we go. So we've got your friend, and we'll say their name is Mark. You like Mark, or do you have somebody else you want to
No, Mark's my brother. That's a good one.
Excellent. Okay, so Mark. So we're going to thank them for being a reference, and we're going to let them know this is a casual call. But we do want them to be open, you know, and so we're going to ask, how long have you known your friend? All this stuff, and are you okay taking about 20 minutes to see what your friend David is going to be doing?
Yes.
There's nothing fine, you won't be sold anything. Now, that was to Mark. So now at this point, you're silent. But you can be Mark, because Mark is the only person I'll be talking to from here.
Right, I got it.
All right. So here we go. We have 3 responsibilities on this call, Mark. One is, of course, to train your friend David here, our new solar referrer. We're also going to share with you how we do save homeowners tens of thousands of dollars by switching to solar with zero out of pocket and with our $1,000 referral program. Plus, maybe somebody will come to mind because we are looking to expand to more solar referrers so they can make an extra 1,000 to 6,000 a month part-time from home. So just be thinking, if somebody comes to mind. Other than that, we're going to look at the difference in electricity, electric energy versus solar energy.
Got it.
Okay, Mark, when you first moved into your home, what made you choose your current electric company?
The electric company.
Right? The only one. Now, there are some deregulated states, just so you know there's a difference. And you may have had a choice of billing agent, but you still didn't have any choice about which grid you're going to get your electricity from, did you?
Correct.
Right. All right. So now, what if you were told you could only buy your gas at one station, get your groceries from one store, prescriptions from one pharmacy, clothes from one store? Well, it doesn't have to be that way with your choice of electricity anymore. Kind of cool, right?
Yeah, because I don't really want to live in Russia.
Right. All right. Now, the one part this won't work, I wonder how I could do that. Oh, well. In actual presentation, these show up one at a time, monthly bill, monthly bill. Well, we can just go over it, okay? So we're going to compare electric company options. Company A and Company B. Well, Company A here, your bill's $200 a month. Company B, $200 a month. Company A, it increases with inflation, an average of 4% a year, and that's only just showing a low average. Where I live, it's 9.5% a year, but over here, the electric bill never increases with Company B. Imagine. Company A, you'll pay almost $93,000 in total electric costs for 25 years. Just so you know, at the 4%, your monthly payment won't be $200 anymore. In year 25, it'll be $513 a month. Over here, you'll pay a total of $37,000, and it'll still be a $200 a month payment. Here, you'll pay your electric bill forever until you die in Company A. Company B, you'll pay for 25 years or less and own your energy. Over here, Company A, each payment you make makes that electric company richer, or Company B, you're building equity in your home. Company A, home value stays the same. Company B, your home value will actually increase. And you can see the rest. Company A doesn't help your home sell any faster. Company B, 20% faster because you have solar. No tax credits, Company A, 30% government tax credit, Company B. Company A, electricity is created by turbine generators with coal, natural gas, dirty energy. Company B, solar panels. The sun is completely clean. If you had your choice when you moved in, would it be A or B?
I would have chose B. I would have loved to have bought a house with solar on it.
No kidding. So now, here, this just shows the average from year 2000 to what's projected in 2025, this inflation rate. And, there's just nothing we can do about it. So how much is your average bill?
$250 a month.
Okay. Now, this is not in the script here, but so $250 a month average, good. What's the lowest your bill ever really gets?
It never gets lower than $250 a month.
All right. What's the highest it ever gets, like in the really hot, really cold?
Our electric bill, we had an electric bill last year that was about $290, $287, I think it was.
Okay. Yep. So depending on where the home is, and they talk about regionality, creating differences in how you would approach people. Here, our low bill, where I live, our low bill can be like $190, high bill $450. That will be important to know. All right. So now, there's your average. So fun fact, if you had a $200 a month bill, and you can just sort of factor in your own mind from 50 at 5%, not 4% inflation, In year 5, you'll be 243, and in year 25, it'll be $645, just at 5%. There's just no escaping the increases. All right, now this slide just shows from the IRS that if you invest in renewable energy right now, such as solar, you can get the 30% tax credit down here. So let's take a look at this. Now that you know these facts, what do you like most so far about the benefits of solar?
Clean energy, and it would make, there's a possibility my electric bill would be less expensive, like you said.
Potentially, yeah. Any questions so far about what you've learned?
No, not so far.
Excellent. So now we're going to take a look at a couple of stories, two success stories here. Success story number 1, this one's a no-brainer, I'll admit it. The client, they're in Florida, their monthly bill was $281 average. After solar, $149, saving $132 a month. I mean, hello, right? What do you think they decided to do?
Go solar.
Absolutely. And on top of all the savings, over 25 years, 30 years, electric savings of $97,000, home value increase, government tax break, total financial benefit $156,000. So let me ask you this: if your electric company, David, if your electric company themselves came to you and said, "We'll put solar panels on your roof. We're going to guarantee you the same amount of electricity you're using now, but you're going to have this lower payment, and it'll save you tens of thousands of dollars." Would you be open to switching to solar if that happened?
Absolutely.
Right?
Right.
But this next one's a little different because it didn't work out quite like that. This was in Texas. Okay, their solar or their electric bill was only $164, $194 to put solar on there, $30 a month more. All right. So the initial monthly savings was zero. Here's what we know though: at our 9.5% inflation rate, in year 2, their bill will go from 164 to 196.
How did the inflation rate go from 5 to 9?
I'm just showing mine.
Oh, okay.
In the 5%, it takes year 3.5.
Okay.
For it to catch up. Okay, but let's just say we don't know for sure. But what we do know by projecting it out over 30 years, because we know inflation is going to happen at 4 to 5% regardless or more. So they've projected out over 30 years, the electrical savings is still going to be a little over $59,000 just in monthly payment savings. And they get the 10% home value bump, and they get the 30% government tax break. So they're still benefiting $104,000, even though they're starting with no monthly savings out the gate. So here's the question. If after completing an energy savings analysis, your fixed solar payment was temporarily a bit higher, like this family, but you were still going to save over $50,000 and have the increase in home value and the tax credit, do you feel like switching to solar would still be worth it?
It does make sense.
Yeah. Here's what we know: if you didn't switch, you're going to pay for a solar system anyway. You're going to pay $59,000. It's just the difference is you won't get any of the solar benefit. Right? All right. So here's a little thing, because this will put it in kind of a perspective. Because back here we were looking at, they were at 164, right, versus 194. And so here, this is a 5% chart. Let's just take the 150. In year 5, they're going to be at 182. Year 10, 232. They're going to spend $87,000 just at the 150. Or total solar at the same rate would be $45,000. So yeah, they're going to pay for a solar system It's just a matter of whether or not you'll actually have it or not.
Right.
All right. So now, excuse me. We're going to watch a real short video here. And this is their 1-minute video. I won't play it here. Right there on the website. And it's also on my website now. But it's, it's there for you to send right from your own Reach website. They get all done with that. So do you have any questions or concerns now?
No questions.
All right. So on the next slide, David, we're going to look at the top 5 things that must really be looked at before going solar for anybody. Okay? Top 5. Number 1, cost. Well, there won't be any total, any out-of-pocket expense or cost at all. But some people, it's the total equipment cost that scares them. Well, we've already seen you're going to pay for that anyway, no matter how you look at it, because the power bill is going to go up and you'll pay it. So we know that. But number 2, the roof. Some people, before suddenly they go, oh, you know what, our roof needs work. Well, the site survey that they do before they ever install will tell us for sure if you do need roof repair or a whole new roof. They can, if you want, just roll it into the deal, and you get it all done at the same time you're getting your solar. That'd be kind of cool, right?
Yep.
All right. Number 3, what if we move? Well, the good news is these days, the solar equipment loan can transfer to the new owner, or the buyer can add into the mortgage and just cash you out, and, cash it out and be done with it. And the solar is going to add 10 to 15% to the value of your home anyway. So you can't lose there. All right, number 4, service. Oh God, I've got to change that. Just found a slide I got to change, people. The installer is what that's going to say from Freedom Forever. That'll be changed to the installer. Bummer. Does monitor the system 24/7, and if there is any issues, including not producing the power, they'll fix it in 25 years.
All of our installers have a 25-year program like that?
Yep. Well, what they don't have is they don't actually have the power production guarantee.
Right, they just have the product guarantee.
Product guarantee, but here's what we know. The only way it won't produce the power is if there is an issue with the product. So either way, they're taken care of. All right, so I will end up, in fact, hell, I can change that right here. Right here.
So are you using the Libra right now to do your editing too?
I am.
Why did you choose that over Microsoft? Just expense?
Kind of, because they do all the stuff, including PDFs. I can edit PDFs. I can
but you
edit
can't,
this.
you can't convert this.
Yeah, actually, there's a website I found that can convert it into a PDF.
How do we get it? How do we just do a click of a button and get it converted into Google Slides? Microsoft, PowerPoint, you just drag it and drop it, and it's going to build it. It's going to put the same exact presentation together.
Well, when we're done with this, I'll show you some stuff that if it's a PowerPoint you can do, but you can't do it if it's a PDF or just a slide deck.
Can you convert this to a PowerPoint?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, this right here is the PowerPoint in edit mode.
Okay.
This is actually the PowerPoint. and in edit mode. All right, so now we got that fixed. That's slide 23. Got to make a note so I can copy that over to the other two presentations. Okay, so now we're coming to the magic of this presentation. What I'm showing you right now came from a guy named Zane Jan. Zane is 20, he might be 28 years old now. He started in solar with Elon Musk in Solar City. And a couple of guys kind of saw what he was doing, saw this guy's just like, he was born to do solar or something. Anyway, so they recruited him to join them, do their own thing. And so this did not come from Apricot or Build. This whole little thing we've just gone through came from Zane. And I was looking for something like this. Didn't know what I was looking for exactly. But when Zane went over it and explained it, we used a similar concept in insurance with an insurance program, and we took our closing rate from 25 and 30% of our sit downs to doing 43 in a row without missing was our record. And the reason is, what Zane was saying is, there's only 5 objections that people who are legitimately looking for solar can have, and these are them. And if you build in your presentation the answer to all of them, your closing rate goes to like 80 to 90 to 100%. Our payday from this presentation is what?
How much do we make, you mean?
Nope. What's our payoff for doing this with Mark, the homeowner reference of David?
I'm not sure.
Why are we doing this?
To get recruit. We're looking to get if you're doing it, if I'm Mark, what you're doing this for me is you're teaching me, you're getting me to be an appointment setter for you.
I'm not.
Okay, well then
I am
lost.
not. That's why this is so critical that we do this, so that you're going at this the right approach. Okay, David, who is also on this presentation, was the setter.
Right, he's the setter. He's watching the presentation be done by you, so he can learn how to present.
Mark is David's homeowner reference,
right,
so that Mark can see what David is going to be doing.
Correct.
And so that Mark can see, would solar, Mark was told, helping David out by seeing a training presentation to see if solar would be a good move for you, Mark.
Right.
That's the only reason you're on here. Not to be a setter, not to join, but to see if solar would make sense for you.
It's a practice presentation for David.
And when we're removing the word practice, it's a training presentation for David.
Presentation for David. Got it. Okay.
And all of that language is so that David feels okay getting his friend Mark and his other friend David and his other to see a solar presentation.
Right.
So now come back again. What is our payoff when we get done with Mark? You're about to see it. You ready?
Go ahead.
All right. So far, what have we done? We've taken Mark through the whole mental steps of, I had no choice
right
on where I'm getting my electricity. I would have loved a choice.
Right.
You can see I'm going to pay for a solar system whether I own one or not.
Right.
Just in monthly payments. I can see that on one side, it's possible to have a solar bill that comes in lower than my power bill. Duh, that's a no-brainer. I can also see, though, that it might be that my solar payment could be 30 or so bucks a month more to start, but I'm still going to pay $60,000 overall more than if I don't switch.
Got it.
Okay, now I can see that the top 5 issues that I needed to look at: cost, roof, moving, service. Okay, we're going through now. By now, Mark's mind is crystallizing. He's going, oh shit, yeah, that's right. Huh, cool. Now we come to the last one. Here's what we don't know, Mark. For one thing we don't know,
Savings.
savings. To see what that can be, we just need your
Electric bill.
bill. All right. Huh. Well, Mark, if solar could save you tens of thousands of dollars in electric costs, do it with no money out of pocket, add value to your home, give your electric bill an end date, would you be open to a free energy savings analysis just to see if solar energy makes financial sense for you?
Yeah, we would we'd get a free analysis, a free survey, sure.
Right? Okay, there's only one little issue here. Not every home qualifies. Got to cover this just because. Number one, and in the in the PowerPoint version, these come up one at a time, but available funding. Of course, there's credit that needs to be considered, or if you want to pay cash, but it is zero out-of-pocket expense if we go with our financing. The home site survey, these guys don't just slap solar on your roof and go, oh, I hope it stays. Right? They will make sure the roof and everything is going to be good, make sure there's no mountain blocking the sun. And then the installers do have the last say. Because of the high liability of their 25-year guarantee, they are selecting. Okay? Are you okay with all that?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, then. Here's your next steps. One way or another, text, email, carrier pigeon, need a copy of your electric bill that shows the whole 12-month graph. And I'll get your email and all this and all that, and compare the savings, and we'll set up another actual proposal, and we will see if it makes sense for you. Are you good with that, Mark?
Absolutely.
Yes. So that's the reference presentation that David has set up, and he's on board with how do you rate your friends, your homeowner friends, so you know whether they should be a reference or just a friend that's doing a favor by watching a training presentation.
Right.
By using all of that language, nobody realizes we're here to sell them on the idea of giving us their bill.
Right. I understand all that.
All right. So here's the deal. If you shortcut it, I've already now talked with a few of the closers. At the company level, they're just like, just get the bill, get the bill, get the bill. But as you filter down into it, you start hearing the voice say, get a qualified bill is better.
Of course.
The closing rate on these is so close to 100%, you can call it 100%. The closing rate on just get the bill, turn in the bills, I want the bill, is 25%. That's their numbers.
I get that.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to slide 23, and we're going to copy that slide, and we're going to call up the other two presentations so I can replace that slide. Friend, okay, this one, this version is if you are going to do this presentation for somebody, they're not a reference, they're not doing you a favor, you just had a conversation with them and they said, yeah, I wouldn't mind learning a little bit about solar.
Okay, let's go back to let's go back to the section to it, because I just want to hear how you're doing the transitions. I understand this program from beginning to end. I ran this for 11 years selling Rainbow vacuum cleaners. Okay, same exact program. Everybody marketed it different as far as getting the lead. So
right.
Now we're back to David, and the presentation's all over with Mark.
Right.
And you and
Okay,
I
hold
are
that
on a
thought.
call. You and I are on a call together doing our post-mortem call. Okay.
Right.
So what are you saying to me? I'm David.
Okay, hold on. I don't want to
Okay.
miss getting. I just replaced that bad slide on this one, and I want you to see the first slide on the other one because there is a difference.
Right. I have them all. I've got them all set up in my system.
Yeah, you'll need to get the new versions when I'm done here to get Freedom Forever out.
Yeah, that's no problem.
All right, reference friend reference training. Yeah, the other one's just plain training. Open Sesame. And this is the only difference right here, first slide. If they're not a reference, they're just a friend doing a favor, then it's, hey, thank you for the training opportunity, nothing to buy, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. All right, back down here to slide 23. Paste. Very good. Get rid of that one. Delete the slide. And so can you see this one that I'm working on now?
Yeah.
Where and
Well, the slide hasn't. It's changing now.
yeah, all right, hold on. Oh, that's weird. It wanted me to. Okay, so we're gonna just dump that. Dump that. We're back to the ones being shared. Okay. All right. So I got them all fixed. That's good. So now I can. All right. So now go with your question again.
Okay, so the presentation's over. I'm David. Mark has hung up the phone.
All right.
He's getting ready. He's sending you the electric bill.
Yep.
You're doing a post-mortem call with Mark, with David now on the phone, saying how did it, this is the presentation we just did, David. How did you
Right.
think it went? Blah blah blah. What are you doing with
Right.
me now? I'm David.
Okay.
What are you doing with me now?
All right. So now that we've done all that, David, good job. Do it again.
Well, actually, Jim, you did it. I did nothing but watch.
Right. No, I'm saying get another one.
Okay, so
We just
is
did
that
friend
what
Mark.
my job is going to be over the course? Is
That is
that
your-
what you're hiring me to do?
That is your job for now.
Okay,
So here's what's going
what's
to
my
happen.
job
Here's the
after
rest.
for now? How many of these do I have to do
Okay.
now in order to get to the next level?
All right. So there's a couple ways of looking at that, David. Way number one is when this installs, all right, when your friend Mark installs, depending on the size of the system,
And if he
you're
buys,
right. That means installs.
okay,
He can buy, and just so you know, David, he could buy and not get installed because the home fails, he fails,
sure,
credit. Just be aware of that. But let's just say he bought it and it installs.
right,
Okay, so here comes 500, 750, 1,000, whatever.
okay,
All right. And now on your next one, whoever that might be, that amount is likely to change to a couple $1,000.
okay,
And so now you'll want to ask yourself, because this is the job all the way around. I mean, the job all the way around is finding people to introduce to solar, give them this opportunity to learn about it and make a decision for themselves if they think solar is a good idea for them. All right.
So I am responsible for eventually doing this presentation to my friends, neighbors, relatives, and any other people that I find to do it to.
Absolutely not.
Okay, I'm
You're
confused.
responsible for nothing. I know. And we're going to, and believe me when I tell you, David, in real life, you and me, this shit has to get clear in your head or you're going to have a complete mess of a group. Period.
Okay, so why is David on this call? I'm supposed to be on this call to be learning about what my job is that you're hiring me for.
No, that's not the only reason you're on this call.
Okay, but that's what you said. You called me up on the phone. See, that's the whole.
Yep.
I need to know what to
Yep.
say to the interview's not over.
No, you're hearing it as we're going. your friend Mark is going to feel much more comfortable if you, David, are on this call too.
Right. I totally get that. I totally
Right?
get
I
that. I
understand.
understand
You're
that
getting it.
process. But
Yep.
I'll give you an example. When I brought them in to do, when I brought them in and I got all their 8 names after teaching them how to do the presentation for Rainbow, I would teach these guys for 3 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday night they get on the phone and they call the friends of the 8 friends that they gave me on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. They call those people, they set the appointment. Now they've already been trained on how to do the Rainbow. They're going out to do the presentation. That's no different than where we are right now, except for the fact that this first presentation, 1, 2, or 3, is really you doing the presentation, me watching. It's my training. Am I correct in what I'm saying? Okay. So
Yes.
I am going to do.
Where you're losing it.
I'm not closing it.
No, and where you're losing it, where the part you're missing. And it took me a while to get it because they talk about it on the calls all the time. Yes, your person is being trained by watching. No, they are not obligated to take over that job if they don't want to. They need to be reminded, you move at the pace you want to, but there are different levels of compensation if you do move up. As a setter, they're going to go from 10 to 15 to 20% of the deal and never have a solar conversation in their life. I've had 2 different people tell me, thank God, all I want to do is what you just showed me how to do.
Okay, well, what you just showed them how to do is how to do a presentation.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm confused.
But don't be confused, David. They have to ride shotgun for their friend. They're not being trained.
I totally get that. I understand that part. My friend is over. He's finished. What am I going to do tomorrow?
What are you missing? What part of this are you missing? We're going to get to the part I think you're asking
because
about.
when people ask that question all the time. So what are you hiring me for? What am I being hired for? Answer that question.
Okay, you're being hired to do 2 things.
Okay, good.
One, and this is the part where on the 5 things we talked about, can it scale?
Right. But just tell me what I'm being hired for. Don't tell me the story. I get it.
Oh, yeah, I get it. You're being hired to do 2 things. Number 1 is to contact all of your homeowner friends that you've rated as either high enough to be a reference on the scale of 1 to 5.
Sure, okay.
Or just a friend.
Right.
Or who knows, right? Because, David, you've been convinced you're actually doing them a service by exposing them to this, right?
Right. Okay, so I go through I do that, okay? How do I
That's
make
your job.
money okay, that's number 1. What's number 2?
And number 1 job will pay you as these install. You are a setter. First one's going to pay you 10%, next one 15%. Then from then on, as the setter, 20%.
Okay, so
that's job.
I'm at this particular point in time, I'm basically being trained to be a setter. How do I get out of being a setter?
So now, the way you are going to get out of being a setter, and okay, so we'll cover it and then come back to the other part. That'll make you much more money than you could ever dream of. How you get out of being a setter? You've done your 3, you've watched enough presentations, you're ready to be what's known as the sales rep.
Okay.
The sales rep means you did the setter part and didn't hand it off to an interviewer. You just did the second part, which is the proposal that you'll ride shotgun on when whoever it is that's doing our proposals for us, closing for us, you'll ride shotgun on those, but you're now called a sales rep when you can create the deal, map out the system, put the little picture with all the little solar panels on the roof, work out the deal, show it to the homeowner, and they close and buy.
Okay, that's the next step that you're going to do with Mark.
That is the next step that happens with Mark.
So me, David, I'm in the very beginning. You want me to get three? I need to get three. Do I need to get three sales or three presentations done?
Three sales done.
Three sales completed gets me 10, 15, and 20%. I get that done, and then I can go to the sales rep position, and I'm earning how much at sales rep position?
So as a sales rep, 20, 25, and then 30.
How do I get to How do I get to 25?
So you did your first three.
Yep.
Now you're a sales rep.
Yep.
So now number 4
Yep.
is 20.
Yep.
Number 5 is 25. Number 6 is 30.
Yep.
And the cool part, since you're setting for yourself,
is everything after 6 deals 30% forever?
Forever.
There's no other bump. I don't go any higher than 30% of the deal.
Not on the front end commission side.
Okay, very good. And so you also told me in the hiring part that I could get involved in this and not even have to sell anything at all. What's that all about?
Okay, so that is called builder.
Okay.
That brings us to the can it scale?
Right.
So, David,
Yep.
you've done your thing with your homeowner friends.
The only thing I've done is I've now completed my setters program. I don't want to be a salesperson. All I want to do now is build. So I'm not going after 6 deals. I'm going after 3 deals, and I want to build. Is that possible?
Yep.
Okay, so what do I get paid as a builder? How does that program work?
So here's how that program works. And again, in order to create a payday for yourself, right? You don't have to do this, but for yourself, if you do the setter part and you set appointments and they're getting closed, then you're going to make money there anyway, right?
If I remain a setter and build at the same time, I'm going to get setter money and build money apparently.
That's right.
Okay, that's fine. I understand that.
All right. And here's what you would do. I mean, and it wouldn't take long for you to figure this out. Let's just say you know 30 people.
Right.
And let's just say that out of the 30 people you know, 12 of them are homeowners and the others aren't.
Right.
All right. So you're only going to go after the 12 homeowners for what we just did, which was to present to the homeowner. They say, here's my power bill. They install, creates a payday for you. Let's say you went through all 12 of them. Because why would you stop? I mean, if the first 3 made you say $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and you know you've got 7 more friends, why would you stop?
Right.
Okay,
I
now
totally understand that, but how do I? So
good. Hold on.
All right. Well, I'm Mark right now. I mean, I'm David right now. I'm the guy recruited.
Yeah, I understand.
So would you be telling me to stop?
I totally get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, good. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
I am famous
all right.
for saying.
Because I do this
David,
all the time. I get it.
Yeah, I'm famous for saying, David, like your name. People have asked, how do you get somebody to stop talking? You say their name over and over, louder and louder and louder, until finally they go, what? Fewer words from you, more words from me.
Okay.
I am actually known for that saying.
Okay.
All right, so anyway, now you've run out of homeowner friends. Now what? Now, David, you're going to go into builder mode.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I actually do have this because I've been on auto ship of these home BizOps seeker leads for 3 months and haven't taken any, waiting for this moment. So I have 1,800 leads coming. All right. So David, here's your deal. You're going to start calling people who have raised their hand to say, I want a business. I want In fact, they're not really saying I want a business. They're like you. In fact, that's where you came
Right,
from, is this
exactly.
same this.
Okay.
They're like you. They want a way to make some money. They're not looking to pay money. They want to make money.
Right.
We're it.
Okay.
And what you can do is contact them just like you got contacted.
By you.
Yep.
So I now become you is what I'm
You
a
now
builder.
become me.
You're duplicating yourself and turning you into me.
That's
And
exactly right.
I get to do that how many times?
As many times as you want, because you're building it.
Is it network marketing? Am I paid level wise? Depth?
Not level. So there's a difference.
Okay, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah. Network marketing means that you are literally working and creating a network of people.
Correct.
In our case, our network, what you're shooting for is to have 5 like generals.
Uh-huh.
They're actually teams in our company. 5 teams of people,
Yep.
and then you're going to help build under those teams. There's no reference to how deep or how many levels, because it's not multi-level. It's just networking.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to create 5 teams. That's your goal for now.
Okay.
As a builder only, David,
Yep.
when you have 2 teams,
Yep.
and those 2 teams have created, whether it be one sale here, one sale here, it's one in each, that created 10,000 in revenue apiece to the company. So it might take 2 sales each to do that. Depends on how big they are, right? So you're just thinking in terms of 10,000 in revenue, 10,000 in revenue.
So
Your
is it a
builder
total of 20,000? Is it a total
total
of
20.
20? Okay, so it's 10 and 10.
Yep.
10 and 10,
Your
20,000.
builder pay on that is $2,000 without even having had a solar conversation.
Okay.
Then, if there's 2 and 2, your builder pay 2 sales, or 20 and 20. Your builder pay is $4,000.
Say that one more time. I understand the 20. I understand the 1 and 1, or the 10 and 10 make earning 20. That gets me 2,000. How do I get?
So just double that. 2 on each side, 20 on each.
Okay, so
20 and 20.
now I get 2 on each side. So is it all the way down? It's equal both sides, and then the amount.
Nope, they have an escalator in there, and I'm going to see if I can find that real quick.
Okay, you don't have to do that part for me, as long as I know that.
So anyway, here's the deal.
As long as it's there and I'll be able to read it. So that's the principle right there, is building of the teams and going that way.
Right, go building teams. When you have 3 teams,
Yep.
and those 3 teams have created, I do want that number because it's a good one. Yeah, here we are. Producer, builder. $30,000 in overall volume with 3 teams. Anyway, it comes out to be $8,000. So the business, if you go to youcansolar.com and click on the work with us, and then click on the another perspective or another view link underneath the video that comes up, you'll see the 25-minute presentation now. And in there he covers these income levels.
Okay.
But so the idea being now, David, you can go from setter to being a builder. And all you're doing is calling people that came from the same list you did. And as they expose their homeowner friends, because it's a good thing for their homeowner friends, just like it's a good thing for your homeowner friends, they will produce sales revenue in your teams.
So where do I get the list? of
We
people that
use
are in.
lead power.
Okay, so you're getting them to go in and buy their own lead power account.
Well,
That's their
to
first
start
expense.
for the new person, and you're going to do a judgment call on this, but for somebody that, where you really, really, really reach out to these people and really, really learn this, hello, you were looking, I'm not here to sell you anything, talk that we've had. If you're willing to do that, I'm willing to start you out, no cost, 100 of these people.
Yeah, well,
Are you?
I do that already. If they and my deal is, if you go to my training, you show up for my training, and you deal with me without getting your panties in a wad, then you're gonna totally get leads on a daily basis, or I'll load you up for a month. I don't care, because right now I've got 20,000 of those leads in my database. I'm doing 100 calls a day doing it. I love it. I absolutely love it, and I enjoy the training. I like this piece of
Right.
what the puzzle is. So the production, the 2K a month and then the 8K a month is always going to be totally in the builder program is going to be based on volume. It's not something that is passive and you're always going to get. It's not a network marketing deal by any stretch of the imagination. It is totally production. Everything you're being paid on is total production. It's just team production. So
Yep.
as a builder, I can also be a setter, earning setter money and builder money. And
That's exactly right.
And how is this all calculated? Where do I see the calculations of how much money I'm going to earn on a when do I see my where do I see my money? Do I get a wallet?
Yep.
And it's in the back office. Everybody gets a free back office.
Yep.
So every setter that I have, I can start enrolling them because I've been holding them. I didn't want to take any chances. I just throw them right in and put them in the hold pattern until I want to start moving people around like you told me. Okay.
Exactly.
I got this. Yeah. No, I understand this completely. I get it. I love this. I love what. Now let me ask you this question. This is your idea. This is what you came up with. What you wanted to run. Am I correct?
Yes.
And you're
That's
not
absolutely
sharing this. You're not sharing the strategy with with Reach, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I really actually don't want them to know uh, for a while,
Right, because
at
they're
least.
purchasing leads.
Mhm.
Right, I get it. I know that part. Okay, so, all right, no, that's cool. Okay.
And on the one hand, it's weird because they are aware of, because when I was talking with Brandon, aware. Oh yeah, qualified power bill. Yeah, because it came from somebody who saw this interim presentation, but they don't push for it because they don't actually have that presentation that you've just seen.
Right.
That came from Apricot and then got massively massaged by me to fit here, and added that Zane material, which is, I kid you not, the when you know, and that's where Zane came in, total magic sauce on this. When I got Zane's material gifted to me, kind of, we've been in the position before where we knew exactly what the real objections, the only real objections, anybody who's serious. If they're not serious, they go, well, I don't know about that. I love hydro. And besides, whatever. No. Somebody who's really looking at solar, suddenly they go, we need to think about this.
Right.
Cost, roof, moving. When you can answer those in the presentation so that those go away, but you leave one. When that uh, life insurance deal that we did, where we did 43 in a row, before we got there, we answered all of the objections. There was nothing left. So when we were done, they looked at us and said, this is weird. What's weird? Well, I know we should have some kind of question or objection. We don't, but you know what? We're going to have to think about that. And we literally created a problem. We learned, just like with the same deal, leave one objection that has to be answered by action on their part. So when we did that, we pulled out one thing that we were covering and said, let's see how this works. By leaving one that they could, it was so obvious. Every single one of them came up with that objection, that question. And from that moment, we went 43 in a row without missing a sale. We're in that same position here by leaving these savings. Well, the only way we can answer the fifth and final one, savings, is if you want to give us your electric bill, and we can then go forward and see if this thing will really work for you.
So
Good. Yes.
why is I do I'm a setter. I do 1, 2, 3 deals. I've made 10%. I've made 15%. I've made 20% on my first 3. Why is my 4th sale as a sales rep? Why is sale number 4 still at 20%? Why didn't I get the bump to 25?
Because you're now a producer. Hold on one second. Let me get this document. It's just. I've already got it.
What do they consider to be the net? What is the gross commissionable dollars? What are they saying the gross commissionable dollars are?
Right now, their average is $8,800.
Okay, so they're 88. So 8,800.
Mm-hmm. And so to answer your question,
it's about two. So it's only $2,600, $2,640 commissions at 30%.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. So, as a producer, you are closing your own set.
Right.
So, as a producer, sale number 4, you're getting 20 plus 20.
Okay.
Sale number 5, you're getting 20 plus 25. Sale number 6, you're getting 20 as the setter, because you're your own setter now, plus 30. So you're getting 50% overall.
Okay.
Then there is a producer's pool. Just like there's a setter, there's a builder's pool. That's where you got 10,000 and 10,000 for your 2 teams. You're going to get a $2,000. That's coming from the builder pool. There's also a producer pool. And as it turns out, with the producer pool, so you got your 50% up front on sale number 6 and on, right?
Right.
Okay. From then on, under the producer pool, they're calling it. They may change the name to sales rep pool. But when you've done 2 sales as a producer, or hit 20,000 in volume, whether it's maybe it takes 3 to do it, you get your 50%, and then you get another $1,000 from the pool, from your producer pool, thrown into your payday.
Okay.
And it works out because I told him, hey, build, if you're the full meal deal, you're getting a 70% commission.
Okay.
And you're getting 70% here too. They just break it up into upfront commission, and then your producer pools kind of incentivize you. You realize, oh God, I'm close to the next level. So the money is there, and a setter can continue to set, and be orchestrating the people that are coming in under them as they then cycle into calling leads, and they can still be setting if they want. So they're getting setter pay, plus they're building their team, and they never become a closer, a producer. Or they can opt completely out of setting for homeowner stuff and just go build, which means now they're setting appointments for new hires and turn those people over to you, me, whoever, right? We don't care, because one way or another, we're either going to be also, because we may never ever close the deal either. We're just dealing with people building a team. Well, they're also building our team.
So, have you gone through any of the training for on any of the EPCs? Or do you know where we stand with that right now?
Yeah. So no, I don't. Well, yes and no. My first one, and it should be your first one too, as much as they kind of hate to say it, even they're not real fans of freedom, just because freedom is huge and they act like it, apparently. But what you'll want to do is go into your back office,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to get in there myself. Go into the resource area,
Yep.
right? Oops, wrong office. Okay, into the resource area, and you'll see the little chat thing down in the bottom right corner
Yep.
of that page. And just tell them you are a new producer and you would like to onboard with Freedom as your first EPC. Please send me the stuff I need. That's it.
Okay.
And you'll hear, let's see, you will hear on some of the Zooms, because I heard one, and Brandon was the one that told me this, because I already have a login. Your life is much simpler because you don't already have a portal login with Freedom. But Brandon had to go through and get credentials because Michelle, his wife, still has a login with Freedom, and whoever it's with, they won't release her. So Brandon's first question to me, because he knew that was part of our conversation, was how do I deal with Freedom? And he said, "You married? Yeah. Do you like your wife? Yeah. Do you feel like you're pretty stable in your marriage? Oh, I know where this is going. Sign her up. Tell them, Reach, that she's signing up as a producer so that we can use her to get separate credentials with Freedom so that I don't screw up and get and have Bill refuse to pay me."
So, is there a conflict of interest with us right now with Build by being with Freedom and with Build? Are we?
Yes and no.
Is there, so contractually we didn't sign anything that said
No.
we couldn't go with anybody?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. And I will. The only reason that I've held off on going after some people and Build myself that I didn't trust to not let the cat out of the bag and make a big deal out of it was because I do have pay coming.
Sure.
But just based on because knowing most of those people in Build or Apricot definitely don't want to go after anybody in Apricot. Not when he already owes them about $1 million over here at Reach, and they got that whole thing you saw, or maybe you haven't seen it, but anyway, it says stay away from Apricot. But with Build, when you look at their comp plan and realize 90% of those people in Build will never become a closer, a mentor, or even close their own deals. Most of them won't.
Right.
So if that's the case, they have no shot at building a team and getting any real money, because you have to have the number of sales in a 60-day window.
Number of installs.
Yeah, number of installs. Yeah. It has to be 10 installs in a 60-day window with a minimum team of 2. That's fine. Here,
And an
they could do
install
2.
means complete. An install means complete. So you can have 7 already installed, 3 waiting to go on for that particular month. They go on, but there's no PTO. You don't get paid.
That's right.
I know.
And here, even if it's like sprinkled out 2 a month, 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 right? So they never hit the 10. 2, 2, 2, 2. That's 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. They will be paid at reach and won't see a dime of it from build because it never hits the threshold.
Right. Okay. All right. So my next question is going to be, where do we stand? How do we want to get through the EPC? So you haven't applied to be onboarded, because I want to start learning the training. I want to get into that back office. So I will do that today, and probably by Monday I'll be awarded something, and then my plan is to go to. Tell me what meetings you're going to. What meetings are you attending at Reach?
The only ones they have, and they're good. I mean, they really are. I love these guys because they keep it on point, understandable, dialed in, relevant. Anyway, every morning at 8 my time, 11.
Just give me the Eastern Standard Time. I think it's 11 Eastern Standard, right?
Yeah, it is 11 Eastern, so it's 11 p.m. your time.
So the 11 Eastern Standard Time meeting is their training call.
They call it daily dose.
Daily dose. I like that. Yes.
Always good training. And then after that, this is a very good one. After that, on Tuesdays, the very next hour, they have Reach University, where they go into some pretty in-depth stuff. But they're converting that kind of into rapid funnel training.
Okay, and is it and the link to get onto these meetings is inside on the calendar?
Yeah, it's always the same.
Okay, very good.
If you go into the calendar, do you use Google Calendar?
Yeah, I've got everything. It is already set up. I just have what I haven't done is I'm waiting. I'm probably not going to do it until Mark gets back on Monday, because it's the holiday here and he didn't work last night. So when he gets back, I'll have him fix my calendar so that everything populates to my calendar. On Monday, I will start working with the girls. All of the girls are going to have, or the setters, because I've got a couple of guys. I've got one guy that I like a lot, and based on our conversation that we've had today, I'm going to record this, transcribe it, put my bullet points together, GPT it, and build out my own conversational strategy. And I'm going to go to my young guy and I'm going to say, I'll do this with you if you manage these girls. All I want to do is train. You manage it, and I'll put something together like I did at my vacuum store when I did that.
Yep.
And I'm going to be happy, because I'm also involved in another project that I fell into and just love it a lot. I'm doing. Are you familiar with Section 125 wellness program?
Right. Yeah, you had mentioned that to me.
Yeah, it's been just a killer for me, and it's happened so fast. It's unbelievable. So I'm going to be up to probably 15. I'll be up to 1,500 enrollees probably by the end of next week. And I only brought on one guy, and it's not network marketing at all, and I love it. And it's the presentation is like 9 slides. It was so easy to learn. I just plugged it into ChatGPT, and then I went and did a training course for my AI tool that I built, and the AI tool made it so that I can take and scrape LinkedIn. I scrape LinkedIn and I pull off everything that I want without going into LinkedIn. ChatGPT scrapes it, pulls it out. Have you heard of the software called Make.com?
No.
Okay, Make.com is very cool because 4 months ago, when you were building out your GPTs, you had to do it all on your own, and you had to do your own integration. Okay,
Right.
And so if you remember 5 or 6 years ago when Zapier came onto the marketplace, Zapier came on with like 30 apps inside that you could use, and then all of a sudden now they've got like what 950 apps in there, and so it works like crazy. And so make.com is an app deal that makes it's called RP something, and what it stands for is that it's robotic. That's what it is, robotic AI, where all you're doing is looking at an icon and saying, okay, these are Google Sheets, ChatGPT, go to Google Sheets, ChatGPT, go to LinkedIn, ChatGPT, rip CEOs out of ChatGPT, ChatGPT, dump it into Google Sheets, put it into Go High Level, mail it, take the response, put it into Google Sheets, thank you, email. It's all, and everything is automated, totally automated. The moment you click on the button, you don't have anything to worry about. It's so refreshing, it's unbelievable. It's just a dream come true for me, because I love my Go High Level situation, but the integration with Go High Level has always been, you got to deal with Go High Level, and
Right.
and that's they're Go High Level. They're not automated. They're not automation AI people. So make.com just takes every API key out there that's available to them and plugs it in. It works like it's just cool. So all I have to do is because here's what I'm doing that's going to be just a tad bit different than you, is I email all the people from the lead power before I call them. I'm emailing them, and they get notified that they'll get a call within a day or two, within 24 to 48 hours, and who the rep is that's going to be calling them. So
There you go.
that's
That's
just
good.
the difference. That's the only thing I did that I changed to make it a little bit different.
No, that's, actually, I'm glad you're doing that, because this is what I've just done here is lane one.
Right. This is nice. Well, you got a super highway going here. It's more than just a lane. I mean, you do have a super highway. It's something that's totally tangible. It doesn't hurt the prospect in any way, shape, or form. The other thing I really like about my other program is that, and with Reach, is that everything I do now, I'm not asking for any money. So that is part of my presentation. Hey, for the first time in your life, I'm somebody that's going to talk to you, and guess what? You don't have to reach in your pocket. I don't want a dime from you. I don't want anything, because you get hundreds of people that say to you right off the bat, what is it that you want? What do you want? How much is this going to cost me? And I just tell them right up front, look, I'm not calling you. I'm legitimately calling you to have a conversation to see if there's something that we could do together. No out-of-pocket expense. I don't want any money from you. I'm never going to ask you for money. And so the reason I asked you about what are you doing with the people when it goes to the lead power piece, I want to stick with that process. I'll cover that expense. I mean, that's not, because you can add. The other thing is that by having lead power and knowing about it through you has also made it so that I have the ability to understand how lead power works and what they're doing. So I'm creating my own lead generation source by using this AI tool and going to LinkedIn. I mean, it's a kind of a no-brainer, because LinkedIn has a lot of people that want to work from home as well, and that's just filled. So that's the process I'm going to take. All right, man. My dog is waiting on me to go for her run, so I appreciate it. I'll get this transcribed, and I'll run the video. I'll do the transcription while I'm taking her for the run. And I appreciate your time today. That was really nice of you. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, well, we kept missing. What I finally ended up doing is changing the WhatsApp ringtone on my phone so that I know it's not just another little whatever thing, because I wasn't loud enough. Sometimes I just hear it. and that's how we kept missing.
Yeah, I'm not getting a notification other than just popping up on my screen and putting a green dot. I don't get my phone will, if you call me, my phone will ring. But
Right.
if somebody just sends a message, it doesn't do anything. I don't get any notification.
You can make it do something, but and mine did, but it made this noise. It was like all the other little notification, Facebook message or this message,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I made it so when you remember Star Trek that
Yeah.
when they right, well, that's what it does now if it's a WhatsApp.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll have Mark look into that for me. All right, man. Appreciate it. I will be back in touch. I'll get this all transcribed and done, put on paper. I'll share the document that comes out of GPT, and then you
Cool.
use it whatever way you want. Okay. All right. Appreciate
Awesome.
it, man. All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Record.